Come on. There we go. Get back up. Thank you. This is so dumb. My network completely crashed, which it might crash again when I try to open it, but my network just completely crashed and shut down the stream and shut down any network's features of the game for whatever reason. I don't know. Something funky. It likes to do that once in a while. It hasn't done it in a while, but technically I only really have about a half hour longer to stream, but I didn't want to just crash like that. I wanted to still keep building, so here I am again. Puppy dog, get up here. You're not going out yet. It's not time. Don't give me that look. I don't know why it crashed, though. It just does it once in a while. My PlayStation 3 used to do it a lot more than this PlayStation 4 does. Hey, get out of the corner. No. No. You don't need to be in the corner. Thank you. I appreciate the follow. You'll end up in this little garden I'm making. I hope you have a good day if you're not sticking around. I'm having a bit of stream issues today, so it's been an interesting attempt to stream. Let's try to go back home to sleep. Let me sleep so I can get through this night, and then maybe we can grab some lanterns for the next night to light things up better. We also need more cobblestone already. Good thing we have plenty of it. Nixie, come here. Puppy dog. Puppy dog, come here. This stream is being so dumb today. It's probably just a slight glitch in the system because of the weather and the lag on this PlayStation, but upsetting a bit. I need more cobble and I need more vines somehow. Cobble I can do, vines I'll have to go search for. Let's go search for some vines, because I don't want to have to grow a bunch of trees just to get vines again. The puppy dog. We need vines, let's find some. I think there might be some on these oak trees over here. Hopefully. I need vines, and I can't find any. Wish there was a shortcut to get them, besides, I guess, just regrowing them or growing them from jungle trees to collect. There's not really any shortcut to get them besides the methods that I'm already using. We have a regrow going on over by the house, but we probably ought to move it closer to be able to have it growing faster while we're building the actual walls. It's probably not close enough to grow consistently. Casual wandering trader llama on its own. Yeah, let's just go bring it closer, at least. Or just make one out of oak wood right here nearby. Just make one out of oak wood over here by the wall so it'll grow it. make a big area and then cover it with some vines. And hope that they'll grow fast because I'm right here while I'm working. Alright. Back to the matter at hand. There's no real actual pattern to this, I'm just trying to make it look semi-natural. As natural as a 2-block high stone wall really can be. Which is not very. There we go. Something like that. And then we'll add some like better system to it to make the upper edge a little better looking. Like some slabs and full blocks. And then we'll use full blocks and slabs around the outside to decorate it some as well. Will it connect to slabs? It will not, okay. So we'll use slabs around the outside so that it doesn't cause it to break up the walls. And we'll use full blocks around the inside. Let's make some slabs. I was hoping you could. This is just kind of as like a decorative little structure thing. It's not something that's going to make much sense, because I don't make much sense when building. And because slabs don't really make sense around a wall anyways, especially when they're not actually connecting. But it does add a little bit of niceness to it. And I think we can even probably expand some of these regular ones into full blocks without fully messing up the system too bad. Something like that. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. The top edge is what I really want to work on, which I want to rim with some blocks so that we can make this like a decently enclosed section, and so that we can put lighting up here when we need to. Let me double check and make sure that looks alright. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I actually might make it 3 tall though. What do we think? I'll make a little 3 tall section and then compare it. So let's make a section that's got the just regular old setup, and then let's make a section that's got this with this. No, I think this one's better. I think the not 3 tall is better. I think slabs would also be better along the top edge, to be honest, and just doing blocks where I need to do lighting. Just doing full blocks for the lighting section, but that means I have to make more slabs, and I don't have very much mossy cobble to make into slabs, so I'm gonna have to make it all into slabs for now. Apologies for the spam of noise. I know it's not the nicest noise to hear. Alright, let's go sleep before mobs start spawning in that area. We might have to just give in and spawn in a couple more, or grow in a couple more jungle trees to get some more vines, because we're really slow on vine process, and we need them. Come on, it's almost nighttime. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. Thank you. I might have to just use up whatever slabs I have and then get some vines off stream while playing, and be able to continue this tomorrow when I stream, if I'm able to stream tomorrow, because I don't think I have enough time to stream today to get all of it done. But at least we've got the wall started. I don't know, maybe just leaving the wall as is fine. Maybe I don't need to border it. I think as is actually might be just fine. But I will need more vines and things to make the, like, there's gonna be a pond and things. We could start outlining what we need of other things in here though. Like where we want the pond and the fountain and stuff to be, which is what I want to do. So we can make a pond over here, I think. Or we could make a pond around the tree. The tree would be nice to have a base to have in the middle of the pond. What about this? But I want it to have... I want it to be like an island where the tree is on. do something small like that for the island and expand it. Ooh, lag. Like this. There's our little pond, I think. We've still got room to walk around it fine, and then we can fill it in, and then we can dig out some more underneath after we fill it in. And then we can add in stones and things and add some stuff onto this. So there's the pond. I also want a fountain. And the fountain we can put probably over here. And we can put a little stream to go across to it. So we can put the fountain as a little area in here. The fountain's gonna be just a little small one. Something like this. And then we can make some stairs to make the fountain edging. I'm going to use leaves eventually to add to the edges here too, but actually curiosity thought real quick too. Do leaves connect to this? They do not. Good. I'll leave that leaf here. I wanted to make sure leaves wouldn't disturb the way that it's set up. Well, my point was I could make... the rim of the fountain, but I can't do that without enough cobble. But this will be a fountain, and then we can do a stream across once we set up the fountain edging and the edging for the pond. And then we can put some decorations and add some more trees, and then we can make the follower area be over here and over here where we have some signs for all of you guys' names. I think that'd be really nice. And we'll have to add lighting as well. So yeah, I'll have to off-stream collect some stuff. And I'll have to be able to clear out and flatten out some of this dirt in the area to make it look better. Yeah, I got my work cut out for me, that's for sure. Got some flattening and terraforming to do. We've got some covering to do. I might cover up this hole. Some work cut out for me for getting this up to speed to be able to be a pretty decent looking garden. But it should be alright for now. I probably ought to fill out this tree a bit to make it look better, but I think it actually looks okay a little decrepit like that because it's naturally spawned that way. Makes it a little bit more believable that it wasn't built because I didn't build it. Yeah, let's go grab... I'm trying to think of what I can do in the short time I have left. Let's go grab some leaves, I guess, and start adding some leaves for the outside decoration, too. Probably not. I don't know. I really didn't have to restart stream. I only have a very short time, like I'm getting off in under 10 minutes, but I didn't want to just end stream on an abrupt end like that. I didn't like doing that. Let's put away some of the supplies for it so we're not overloading our inventory while we're playing off-stream. The off-stream playing will just be collecting some extra materials that we need and trading with villagers for emeralds, probably. Just so that I can keep up to date on getting everything ready a little quicker. I guess we could do... Trying to think of what we can do on stream with the last time we have. That would be useful towards the actual goals that we're doing right now. We could try to find more vines, but we've had poor luck with that. We could go find that beehive, but we'd need our silk touch for that. We could try to get more beehives to generate over by the house to use. That might be useful. The biggest need is our vines, so maybe I guess we can do a couple more jungle trees before we get off for the day today, so that we have some more vines. Yeah, I guess we'll just get some jungle saplings out and do some jungle tree growing. That's all I can really think of to do for the rest of the time. I don't need that much jungle wood that we keep getting, but I do need the vines, so I guess it's worth the time. I'm very tired. I'm hoping I can find time to stream tomorrow. I really should be reading more often, which is what the time I use off stream during the week is. But I guess I could read during the day tomorrow and then stream. I don't know. I quite like streaming and doing projects in this world, so that's why I do it fairly often lately. Let's get some jungle saplings going. I'm thinking if I get these trees to grow and then leave them for a minute, the vines that are on them will actually interconnect and grow better, so that I get more vines than just the ones that sporadically spawn when they spawn in. See how these have gaps and things? In theory, they will grow longer if I leave them and stay in the area to hunt mobs. Hey, puppy. Like if I take out these lower ones but leave the higher ones to grow downwards. The one thing I very dislike about being on stimulants so far is, besides the sleep issues I mentioned that I already had that it just kind of exacerbated, is it really screws with my appetite and my eating habits, which is not nice when I have an eating disorder and I have a hard enough time keeping up with eating habits without having another factor added in. Like, I already have enough of a hard time trying to decipher my hunger cues and making sure to eat and things like that, especially because of the fact that I have my eating disorder that makes it harder for me to remind myself to eat if I don't feel hungry. And then on top of it now, like, I don't feel hungry nearly as much. Like, the other day, I don't think I ate until dinner time because I just genuinely wasn't hungry. And that's not a healthy habit, and that's not something that I'm endorsing by any means, but it's something that my body is deciding to do because of the stimulant messing with my appetite cues and hunger cues. More so than I already do on my own. I think the strategy of letting the vines grow is working fairly well. Let's hunt some zombies. As I say that, like 7 zombies spawn in. what's funny is when, oh, speaking of which, when I'm playing, with my partner in the room, anytime he hears any creeper buzzing, like, I completely ignored there because I didn't realize there was another creeper, he, like, instantly looks up because he's very used to the fact that I always die from creepers 24/7. So he's always worried that it's like, or he's always, like, watching to see if it's me dying or if it's just a creeper that's being attacked. Creepers are the bane of my existence in Minecraft. It'd be kind of fun if there was a way to turn off certain mobs without using commands. Like to prevent mob spawning without having to have commands in the game to do it. But that would also count as a cheat, so I guess it wouldn't be that great because it would mean that it would not let you get achievements. And a lot of achievements have to do with killing creepers, since you need blast mining to get netherite easier, and you need creepers to get all the music discs and all that sort of things. I mean, I guess you don't need creepers to get music discs, but it's definitely a lot slower to try to get them through chests and things instead of just getting them by the way of a skeleton killing a creeper. Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep. Until it started snowing yesterday, I forgot it actually is turning into wintertime. I'm so used to it just being like a weird half-winter existence for the last few years that I don't really register the transfer between like fall and winter. So then I get really confused when it gets really snowy in the middle of winter after it's been winter for months and we haven't had snow. Because I'm not used to it being winter yet. Goodness gracious, I am so tired today. What did I need from here? I needed something, dirt, to repair the hole in the ground. Not fully repaired, but better. I guess we'll take this tree out since it got slightly destroyed. I'm trying to make sure I don't destroy the vines, though. Another interesting thing is you never realize how little you dream or how little you remember your dreams, at least, until you're on a medication that alters your sleep or alters your dreaming. Like, I have had so many odd and very intense dreams that I very intensely remember since being on meds again, which happens to me anytime I'm on any type of meds, like even meds that aren't supposed to mess with your sleep. I dream a lot better and well, not necessarily better since they're pretty odd dreams at times, but I dream a lot more and I have a lot better ability to remember my dreams whenever I'm on medication, whatever medication it may be. It's just a weird habit that's happened. But I noticed it lately because of the fact that I keep, like, remembering my dreams or being really intensely in dreams even when I barely fall asleep than I used to be. And it was a habit I got into to not have as much of dreams. And now that's changing again. Not what I meant to use for a tool. I want to make sure I get all these little bushes on it, because I have a habit of missing those. I didn't want to cut that down, I just wanted to because of the fact that it got messed up from the creeper hole. Oop, laggy. Just a little laggy at times. Do vines just grow faster on jungle trees or something? Because they're growing a heck of a lot faster on that than they are on the little wood we set up. We have over a stack. Maybe they just generally grow faster when you're closer to the area. And it's not anything to do with the type of tree. I wish you could bone meal them. Because I have plenty of bones. I could just bone meal one singular vine and turn it into a bunch. Have an endless supply. This guy doesn't have anything really useful either. As much as I get tempted to trade for emeralds for trading in some of this leather that we keep collecting, I keep having to tell myself not to because we actually need quite a lot of leather to do projects like the library I want to make eventually, and decorating the inside of the house with bookshelves and with item frames and things and all that sort of stuff. I really can't afford to use it on trades. We're pretty high in levels again, which is nice. Although I have a habit of dying with them. Just trying to pace around and make mobs spawn while we let these vines grow some. hopefully. It's spawning horses because it knows I don't like to kill horses. Even though it makes sense to kill them because I can get leather from them with looting and they're going to despawn if I don't anyways, but I still just don't like to that much. Hey puppy dog. You cuddly puppy today. Alright, let's take out these trees. I am giving up on waiting. I only have so much patience. Ooh, cow. The cows are honestly one of the worst trades. The fact that you have to have 10 of their meat to trade for one singular emerald versus 7 of any of the others, and 17 of chicken is actually the worst, but I don't know. I feel like it's because you can also trade leather through leather workers, and I don't mind trading 10 raw beef at a time, since we usually kill a lot of cows right now. I'd prefer to use the looting sword, but it has flame, so then I would have a lot of food and no actual trades. Evidently it heard me say I like the cows, because it's spawning a lot of them. I don't think it realized I said I like cows because I like to murder them. In-game, of course, in-game. I don't murder cows in real life. I don't think that would be a very good idea. Although I'm definitely not vegan, so I guess to some I do in fact murder cows in real life, depending on their viewpoint of what level of involvement you have in murder when you're eating meat. That's a big lag spike. I can feel that lag and I'm only in a chest. Hi puppy dog. Good girl. It's such a weird system to try to get all of the vines that I can without destroying them. My brain is definitely fizzing out for the day, so I do have to get off soon. I also have to bring her out before we have a bunch of people coming back from school with kids, because the kids are going to run around and play in the snow and make a ruckus, and she is going to bark at them because she's forever barking at children that make too much noise or run around really fast because it confuses her. She's fine when she's one-on-one with them. Like, for example, my little cousin was actually playing with her quite a while during my birthday barbecue, and she was perfectly fine with them. But once she's like watching from afar and she sees a small creature, like a small child, or even like just any children in general, because of the fact that they're usually running around and moving a lot and making a lot of noise, it just makes her really startled, so she starts barking. But she's not a threat to any children. She's fine. She just gets spooked by them is all. So she starts mouthing. Understandably, children are spooky. We actually had we meaning the channel, had someone trying to give us some lovely advice on how to grow and develop the channel and how to handle VODs. From someone on YouTube. Mind you, I do appreciate advice and talking with people, but this person was acting like they kind of knew everything and were trying to give me unsolicited advice on things that I already was dealing with. Like, for example, they're like, focus on one topic, and I'm like, you do realize you're watching a over 2 hour long VOD. There's not going to be just one topic covered, correct? Like, there's very few topics I can talk about for 2 hours straight without being repetitive. And most of them are not topics that most people would want to listen to for 2 hours straight. So, like, I appreciate it, but I'm doing a VOD, not a very short-term YouTube video that can have just one topic covered without being overly in-depth about the topic. And then they were like, I can shout you out on my channel to give you more followers and on and on, and I'm like, I appreciate your time and thank you for watching and talking with me, but I'm okay. I don't need a shout out, thank you. I'm really not trying to grow the VODs channel that much because I don't have much content on it. It is mainly just I export the VODs from Twitch to that channel so that I have them in a separate place without them getting removed from Twitch, or once they get removed from Twitch from the storage running out. And as much as I do appreciate the help and the offer, it's like kind of awkward because it's like I don't know what to say to it when it's not something that I have any interest in, or when they're being kind of pretentious about it. And I mean, they're probably a young child, so I was just like, thank you, dear, it's alright, like, I'm fine, thank you. Trying to be as polite as I can, but... And I don't say that as derogatory of, like, small children are the only ones that give advice like that. I'm just saying, like, as in, like, their channel content and the few videos that I did see on their channel seemed like they were fairly young. Is all. And that's fine. Young people enjoy content. I just don't need to awkwardly have a conversation with a child when I'm 20 years old on YouTube about things that I don't need advice on right now. I don't know. It was just awkward for me. For whatever reasons that may be. I'm trying to get all these sting vines. And all of this freaking tree matter too. I think all of this is attached to the other tree though, so I can get it from over there. I stop shearing as much when I'm up in this direction because I don't want to get the leaves. I don't need more leaves in my chest. I have way too many of them. Well, we'll definitely have plenty of vines for a second once we're done with these trees. I think. I didn't put the headphones on very well today. They've been making my earrings pretty uncomfortable. I do that every other time I stream, where I'll end up putting on the headphones wrong and then I don't notice until it's too late and my ears already very badly hurt. Because these headphones aren't particularly wide to be able to fit around my jewelry very well for my ears, because I have stretched earrings. I have stretched ears for jewelry, so I have fairly large jewelry and 3 piercings on each side at that, so quite a bit of jewelry. So it gets in the way of most headphones. The only headphones I have that are particularly comfortable for it are my one of my noise canceling pairs out of the 2 or 3 pairs that I have. And also on the topic earlier, like dating people that are trans and things, I don't know, like, I do understand the concept that my therapist was pointing out and that I've seen in how other people treat trans people, that some people just can't tolerate it and some people just don't want to be with someone if they change in that way. But it just never quite computes in my brain, because so the big standing point with breaking up with someone that you're dating that decided to transition is that it's something that you don't prefer either sexually or romantically, or you don't feel attracted to them anymore. And while I guess I understand that concept on a fundamental level and like on someone explaining it to me, it doesn't compute in my own brain, because I don't like someone because of how they appear on the outside or because of like their sexual organs or anything like that. Like, that's not why I am attracted to people. I guess that's why a lot of people that are cis or straight or exist are attracted to other people, but it's not why I ever feel any attraction. Like, for example, my therapist has always said in cases like that, she's like, well, yeah, for example, like, if my husband, like, decided to grow out a beard, I would probably not want to kiss him or not want to be around him as much, because I do not like facial hair, and it would make me very uncomfortable, and, like, stuff like that. And I'm like, how is that? It just doesn't make sense to my physical brain as far as how I compute it. I mean, I guess in a factual manner, I understand why that would make someone feel different somehow, because it's change, and I don't like change either, so I guess I could relate on that level. But on a level of like fully changing your feelings for someone over something like transitioning or changing their appearance or things like that just doesn't make sense to me, because I don't think that wouldn't change how I feel about someone, because I still would feel the same and they're still the same person. And in a lot of ways, people that transition, the excuse with people that don't want to be around them anymore is like, oh, well, you're a different person now. And it's like, they're still the same fundamental person that they have been the entire time that you've known them or loved them. They're just transitioning how they are seen by society and how their body is. Like, they're not changing who they are as a like genuine human, because even if they didn't realize they were trans, they were still the same person. And in a lot of cases with trans people too, like, there was signs, they realized they were trans long time before going through the stage of a very big step, like saying I'm ready to transition medically or socially to their partner and to other people in their life. So I don't know, I understand the concept of like, oh, why that person's husband might have wanted a divorce or not found them attractive or not loved them anymore or whatever, because of it, but it just doesn't compute in my personal brain in my life, which is why it's so hard for me to wrap around the fact that other people think that way, I guess. I don't get why so many people fundamentally exist and like other people based on very superficial pieces like that, which doesn't make anyone any less of a person to like someone just because of those superficial reasons. It just doesn't makes sense to me personally, I guess, since it's not something that I would have an issue with or be the only reason for me to feel attracted to someone. I don't know. There's a lot of very superficial things and a lot of very interesting things, especially in cis-het relationships, and especially in people that are cis or straight. Not saying that people that are LGBT are without flaws or don't have the similar concepts that I'm explaining and talking about. I just mean I see it very, very much so more commonly in straight or cis relationships, or in straight or cis people. Around me personally, not saying as a whole rule, I don't know the entire world obviously, but around me personally I see it very specifically in people in that situation. I don't know, I just feel like I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of things that are like a lot of people saying that genuinely they just feel like people that are in cis-het relationships or like in straight relationships just like hate each other, like in so many cases of seeing it happen, because there are so many cases where people talk about, like, for example, straight people talk about marriage like it's like this awful tie down thing, and it's this horrible like existing to please the other person and constantly arguing or constantly like belittling the other or things like that, and just that kind of basics of like, it's the way that they talk about relationships and the way that they exist in relationships seems so odd to so many of us. And there's plenty of non-straight relationships that do the same thing or feel the same way, but the general overarching pattern is very, very common in cis or straight cis-het relationships, and it's just so interesting to watch, I guess, to me. It's interesting for me to watch because I experience it, and I have experienced it, so like I'm able to say it's interesting because it's something that I've suffered from as well. So I'm not saying it's interesting as in it's interesting to watch cruelty, because a lot of times it's downright cruel how horrible people talk about their partners. But I don't know, it's weird. Like, I have a habit of just kind of existing in a way that doesn't seem very normal for most people, I guess. But that's also because I'm autistic and I was raised a little differently than most people in half of my upbringing. And I was fortunate enough to have an upbringing where at least one of my parents was mostly trying to continue the overarching message that you can be who you want to be, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, and you don't have to have a relationship or have a situation or be a way that makes others feel better about you, and it's more so about what you want. Granted, only one of my parents was that way, and it was a very limited example of it, because there were plenty of examples of where that idea was not in fact carried out in my upbringing, but it was a message at least that was there and that was stated very clearly from a young age, so it was something that I was able to kind of think about more. And it's that whole concept and that we were talking about earlier is just very interesting to me from a psychology point of view, which is why I keep coming back to it mentally. Because I think it's quite interesting to think about how other people perceive relationships, because that's a very important part of our psychology and how our brain forms and interacts with others, because relationships are a very strong part of our basic personality and psychology, since it is a very huge part of many people's lives, and it's a very huge part of what you present yourself as in many ways. I don't know. I'm on a ramble tangent again, but I quite like the topic. I do, however, have to get back off for the end of the day because it's well past when the dog should have gone out, and she's still sleeping next to me, and she needs to get outside. And I also have to get off to get ready to leave if we're able to go to my dad's to let her run, which I don't know if we are or not. I have to look outside when I'm out there. So I will try to do some off-stream stuff if I don't stream tomorrow, but I most likely will stream tomorrow. And thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with me. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and take care of yourselves. And let me kill these cows. And other than that, I will see you guys next time, which is either tomorrow or Friday. Bye, guys. Hello. Hit the button.